morning, Jenny here. Today is Monday, November 10th. I just wanted to make a short dedication video to that guy, Mike. I know some of you that follow my channel also have followed his channel, and I don't know if you heard yet or not, but wanted to let you guys know too that Mike's mom put out a video yesterday that he passed away on Friday. So I will link that video below so that you guys can watch that if you'd like to. I started following Mike last February. I had had my surgery in December of 23, and by February of 24, Wayne had seen a video from him. I know he had a different channel name at that point in time. I think it was the gaming guy, or the gaming Mike? I think he still had Mike in the title. In any case, Wayne had seen the video and noticed, or knew, I think in that video that Mike had shown, or that he had had 2 ileostomy bags, and so that was something different. And so he was like, oh, interesting, I have saw this video of a person that had 2 bags, and so he forwarded that to me, and I watched it and was like, oh, okay. So I watched a couple of his previous videos. There weren't too many before that one, and he told about his cancer journey and what he had gone through, because this was already a couple of years into from what he had been doing. He'd been fighting cancer for a long time. I believe since 2015 he had started it. He had a surgery to remove like a golf ball sized tumor in his transverse colon, and he was supposed to start chemotherapy, but because he didn't have a job or insurance and stuff, he just kind of let it go. And then a couple of years later, I believe it was, he was back in the hospital, and he had another tumor, like grapefruit size or something, that kind of had ruptured. Had surgery on that, and then there were some complications, so he ended up with 1 bag, and within the month, and I guess that was all in December, I figured out too from when I'd had my surgery, like he was going through all that too. He was like in the hospital for a month or so. And then he had, like I said, another complication with the surgery. There was a blood clot or something, he said, that formed some sac around it that was then blocking off his ileostomy. So he had to have another surgery and got his second ileostomy. So that's how that all worked. So then I followed him since that point in time. And granted, I wasn't really friends with him or anything, but you follow somebody for that long, and you follow through their journey, and you pray for them, and are always thinking about them, and praying every day, thinking about him, sending prayers and good thoughts, and hoping that he could find a solution, that the medicines that he was taking would work and he'd be okay. And you could just kind of see the progression. Things were going okay for a while, and then for this last couple months, unfortunately, the tumor was still growing. The chemo wasn't working for him, and he was trying to get into MD Anderson and things like that. So I don't know what happened there. I know he talked about he was going to put out a video, and he never did. But in following through all that whole journey, and again watching every video, like I said, thinking about it, wondering if a video hadn't been put out for a while, wondering what was going on, and then he put out a video, and I was like, okay, he's it's okay. You think that you're friends, just like you guys who comment on my videos all the time, that I see you every video, I see the comments and stuff, and I feel like you guys are my friends. And so this one, it just kind of hit me, especially being a mom, and having his mom put out the video. For her losing a child. Put that in perspective and think about my oldest daughter, and think about what if something happened to her, she got really sick, and whatnot, and you do your best, you do everything you can. Obviously, if you watch his videos, his mom was ever present, took him to all the tests, did everything she could for him, especially there at the end, how much she had to do. And then knowing that, even his grandma was still alive. So, he had his parents, had a brother and a grandma. And so, and there too, being an older person, you always think too, why the younger one? Why him? Why not me? And then, of course, this whole journey, I'm like, this just sucks. this whole cancer thing. Everybody that gets it, same thing. It's like, why me? Why did I get it? Mike was good throughout the whole thing. He really wasn't ever, upset with. He had a couple of points, like he had to get together with friends, and he had some trouble with his bags, and so he said he got really mad. But other than that, he was always just straightforward, and always like, okay, yeah, the same. This is life. This is what we're doing. We'll just get through it the best we can. And again, that's what we all do. We're all doing our best, whether you have cancer or not. We're all doing our best trying to get through life. And then when you have cancer, it's all like, okay, what can I do? What can I do to help make it go away? What can I just try to keep living life? Try to, on the good days, you get out and you do stuff. You think, well, what can you do to help make the tumor go away, to shrink, to hopefully have that surgery, get to the no evidence of disease, get to the point of being there for 5 years, so you can say you're cancer free. Or some people, have to take medicine for life and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, all those ups and downs, and the medicines and how sick they make you, or the side effects, or it just stinks. So, yeah, after I watched her video too, it was sad. I have some tears. So he'll be in my heart forever. I send prayers off to the family. I'm thinking of them getting through this time, everything that they have to go through. I know that Mike and his mom did go to like a funeral home or whatever, and did put together all his last wishes and got his will or whatever, all that stuff in order. All his funeral plans were made, all that kind of stuff. Which again was sad, but as he said too, well, okay, whatever. It's just a step. Check it off the list. But obviously it's not easy. So I feel for him. I feel for the family. Obviously, again, Mike's out of pain now. And that's a good thing, but it still doesn't make going through all the emotions and knowing everything easy. Obviously for them, they, well, they'll have the reminders forever. You do that with, any family member, right? That you have their pictures, you have the memories. So again, prayers out to the family. And as a dedication to him, my ending will be, always look for them silver linings, because they're out there. And until the next video, we'll see ya.